Good morning, class. I hope you all had a wonderful sleep and you're ready to enjoy the new day. Today is Wednesday. Our month we know is April, and yesterday was the 27th. 2 groups of 10 and 7 more. So what comes after 7? We know 8 comes after 7, so today is the 28th day of April. And our year is 2021. Let's put it together. Today is, let me move this over so you can see. Today is Wednesday, April the 28th, 2021. And we know that it is the season of spring, and we're actually getting a little bit of rain today. So I took the sunshine out and I put the rain in, but we know that both the sun and the rain are important for growing new life. We said today is Wednesday. What was yesterday? Can you say your days of the week? Today's Wednesday. What was one day before? You go backwards and that was Tuesday. Yesterday was Tuesday. Today is Wednesday. If we go one day ahead or forward, one more day, that is Thursday. TH says th, th. We put our tongue at the front of our mouth and we say th, th, Thursday. So tomorrow will be Thursday. There we go. Let's thank the Lord for this lovely day. Dear Jesus, we thank you for each child here. We thank you that you've given us the opportunity to have fun and to learn and to be healthy today. Help us to let you shine through us today, to be kind and helpful to those around us, and to speak truth. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen. And will you stand for O Canada? Standing straight. Looking straight ahead, pretending you have the flag. And singing in your best voice.
The Canadian National Anthem to celebrate all things Canadian. Are you ready? Here we go. Oh, Canada, oh, home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, we love singing the Canadian anthem.
Wonderful singing, and indeed we are thankful for our beautiful country of Canada. Moving along, let's practice our memory verse. 1, 2, 3. Therefore, each one of you should put off falsehood and speak truthfully to your neighbor, for we're all part of one body. That means speak truthfully. Your neighbor, of course, isn't just your next door neighbor, it's anybody that you come into contact with. We're all human beings. We're part of our family in our house. We're part of our neighborhood. We're part of our school family and our church family. And we want to speak truthfully to each other. So keep practicing that verse. In 2 more days, we will each say our own verse by ourselves and send them in. You're doing an awesome job on continuing to work on those memory verses and internalizing them, putting God's word inside you as you memorize it. Today's story is called Honest Scales, and it's an interesting one. I hope you have a good discussion about that at home. We talked about the balance scales in math class when we were talking about measurement. Do you remember the scales? And when we put something heavy in one side, the other side goes up because it's lighter. When we put something heavy in the other side goes up. So depending on how heavy, if they're both weigh the same, then the scale stays in the middle. Well, when farmers used to sell their goods, the person that they would bring it to, the shopkeeper, would pay them according to how much there was. So if the scale went down quite a lot, that means there was a lot of things that the farmer had brought that weighed a lot, and they would get paid more. Well, sometimes the shopkeepers were dishonest, and they fooled around with the scale and made it not work properly so that it wouldn't show how much the farmer had brought. And I'll let you go ahead and read more about that at home. All right, and when you're done that, we will talk about language. We know language is letters and sounds and words. It's exciting. And this week, our word family is the word in. I, n. Can you hear those two sounds? I, n. In. I and N. I, itchy. N, nose. We put I and n together, we have the word in. Let's make sure we can see this whiteboard. Our word family is the in family. I and N. Now we know if we put letters in front of the word family, we get a 3-letter word. And there are different words in the in family. Let's see how many we can make. On your page, you have room to write 4 different words. And then in the rectangle beside each in word, you're going to draw a picture of it. Can you see what's at the bottom of this page? What is that? Yes, it's a shark fin. Fin is in the in family. What letter do you hear at the beginning of the word fin? Yes, of course, the letter F is the first letter in the word fin. 3 letters, F-I-N, and we get the word in. In. You see, if you can make 4 different in words and draw a picture beside each one. I know you'll do your neatest printing and your best drawing. Have fun with that. And to help you remember the in family and those words that you can make, you also have an in family word slider. And those are fun because we can get all the letters together on one strip and we can slide it through and make different words. So you each have one of those, and let's just practice that for a couple minutes here together. So let's start out with the letter B. If we put a B in front of in, what do we have? B in, bin, bin. And you each have your own bins to put your blankets in here in your cubbies, don't you? So that is bin. I, N, and what do we put in front of it? We put a B. All right, let's try another one. Slide it down. It's called a slider because we can slide it. Now those 2 letters sometimes are confusing. Just remember, the B has the circle on this side, and the D has the circle on the other side. They have the circle on the opposite side. So that's a D. D, in. D, in. Now you might not have heard that word before, din. That means noise. Din is noise. D, I, N. Let's do one more together. We did F for Finn, so we're going to go down one more, and that's a, what letter is this one? Yes, it's a K. What does K say? K, like in kick. So if we put the K in front of the in, it spells K, in. Kin. Kin. You might not have heard that one either, but that means family. K, and then I-N is kin, and that means family. You go ahead and have fun with your own word slider for the word family in. And that's all we have for English or for language today. So we will move on to our math. Now, the JKs and the SKs both have the same math sheet today. And we are practicing writing our numbers, but the JKs can practice writing numbers from 1 to 20, and I'd like the SKs to go ahead and see if they can practice writing their numbers from 1 all the way to 30. Now let's talk about counting by tens. We've practiced that many times in our classroom. Let's do that together. All the way to 50. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. We know when we have both hands up, we have 10 fingers, and if we do that 5 times, we're counting by tens to 50. So this is a group of 10. 20 is 2 groups of 10. Right here on our calendar, 2, 0. 2 groups of 10, 10, 20. 30 is 3 groups of 10. On Friday, it will be the 30th day of April, and that is a 3, 0. Like this, 3, 0, that's 30, and that means 3 groups of 10. 10, 20, 30. So you're going to practice counting the JKs from 1 to 20, 2 groups of 10, and SKs from 1 to 30, 3 groups of 10. Let's take a look at that on our whiteboard. So, let's make one group of 10. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 sticks. That's one group or one set of 10 sticks. Let's do another set of 10 sticks. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Another set or group of 10 sticks. How many sticks are in each group? 10. How many groups do we have? 2. 1 group, 2 groups. So that's like having 10 fingers and then 10 fingers again. So we can count by tens. 2 groups of 10 sticks is 20 sticks. 10, 20. If we make 3 groups of 10, let's do another group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. How many sets or groups do we have now? 1, 2, 3. How many sticks are in each set? There's 10 sticks in each set, so we count by tens. 10, 20, 30. 30 sticks or 30 fingers. 10, 20, and 30. That's counting by tens, and we know that each set has 10 in it. And we can count by tens with days too. 10 days, that's like 10 fingers, 10 sticks, or 10 days. When we say it's the 20th day of April, that means there's been 20 days have gone by in April. At the end of the month, months usually have 30 or 31 days. That will be 30 days in April on Friday. So we can count by sticks, we can count by fingers, we can count by days. Anything can be in our group. Anything can be in our set. But when we're counting by tens, whatever it is, 10 apples, 10 shoes, 10 people, 10 sticks, 10 days, 10 fingers, when we're counting by tens, there's 10 in each set or group. All right, so I want you to practice counting by tens, but I also want you to practice writing those numbers. Practice forming them in your best printing, starting from the top, coming down. So you're going to have boxes to put them in. First, you can look at it, then you trace the numbers, and then you write the numbers by yourself 2 times. There's a space for you to trace the numbers 1 to 10, then there's spaces or boxes for you to write the numbers 1 to 10 by yourself, and then 1 to 10 by yourself again. And the JKs are going to try and do that all the way to 20. The SKs are going to try and do that all the way to 30. Let's just do a few together. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, the numbers. Now, underneath, they've written dotted numbers for you to trace. So you'll trace them. That helps you practice knowing how to make them. And then underneath that are boxes for you to write them by yourself. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, all the way to 20 for the JKs, and all the way to 30 for the SKs. Alrighty, so that's our math for today. In math, we're learning all about numbers. And that brings us to story time. But before we have story time, let's have some stretching time and some moving time. We can do that when we practice our poems and songs for our spring concert. Let's practice April Shower Song. It's to the tune of I'm a Little Teapot. Get your fingers ready. Pitter-patter raindrops falling from the sky. Here's my umbrella, hold it up high. When the rain is over, the sun begins to shine. Let me see the sun. Then get down low. Little flowers start to bud, then grow, grow, grow. So we want to get down for buds, and then grow, grow, grow. Pitter-patter raindrops falling from the sky. Here's my umbrella, hold it up high. When the rain is over, the sun begins to glow. Little flowers start to bud, then grow, grow, grow. Wonderful singing. You can practice that whenever you think of it, whenever it's running through your head. Try and practice it every day. We also want to practice our poem, The Little Seed. And to help you with these, they are online. You can watch the videos for them if Mom and Dad put them on for you. For the poem, A Little Seed, and for the song, Mr. Golden Sun. And your Mom and Dad have the paper for you to practice the song that we just sang. Okay, so here's our poem, A Little Seed. Can I see your little seed? There it is, it's so tiny. A little seed for me to sow. A little seed to make it grow. A little hole, poke the hole in the soil. A little pat, smooth it. A little whoosh, wish. And that is that. A little sun, a little shower, a little while. We have to wait, we have to be patient. And then a flower. Let's try that one more time. A little seed for me to sow. A little seed to make it grow. A little hole, a little pat, a little wish, and that is that. A little sun, a little shower. A little while, and then a flower. So keep practicing that. We don't have to sing that one. That's a poem, so we're memorizing it. The words rhyme. Can you see the words at the end of each sentence? Sow, grow. Sow and grow rhyme because they're in the O family. Then pat and that. They rhyme because they're in the at family. And shower and flower rhyme because they're in the our family. We know that words that rhyme have the same endings and different beginnings. And when we say they have the same endings, that means they're in the same word family. Alrighty, moving on to Mr. Golden Sun. Are you ready? Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, hiding behind a tree. These little children are asking you to please come out so we can play with you. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on, please shine down on, please shine down on me. You can have lots of fun with that one. And keep practicing those each day. I know you're such good memorizers, you'll have those memorized before you know it. And now we have gotten through our work for today. Good for you. Pat yourself on the back and get ready for story time, but I want you to take a little bathroom break or whatever you need to do. And when we come back, we're going to learn about some bugs. We read about a bug. What bug was in the book that we read already? Why do mosquitoes buzz? Right, we learned something about mosquitoes buzzing. That was a made-up story about why the mosquitoes buzz. But in this book, we're going to find out some real facts about mosquitoes and other bugs. I'll be right back, and I hope you will be too. On Beyond Bugs, all about insects. And this book was written by the author Trish Raby. The author we know is the person who wrote this book, On Beyond Bugs, all about insects. I'm the Cat in the Hat, and I'm glad that I found you. Right now, if you look, you'll see insects all around you. Can you take a close look there? What insects do you see? Or maybe look outside your window or go in your backyard and see what insects you see. Well, in this picture, do you see a cricket on the ground? Do you see a bumblebee near the flower trying to get some pollen? Do you see the butterflies? Oh, I even see some ladybugs crawling on that tree. And who's trying to get to the picnic basket to sample the yummy snack? Those ants. I wonder if there'll be any lunch left by the time they get there. They live in the water, the earth, and the sky. Just wait and you'll soon see an insect go by. There are millions of them. I will show some to you. Your mother will not mind at all if I do. Most insects you'll meet have hard shells and lay eggs. And some examples of those are the praying mantis, the butterfly. They have wings and can fly, and they all have 6 legs. Grasshopper, ladybug, black ant. So these are all insects, and some things that all insects have are hard shells, most of them, and almost all of them lay eggs. They have wings, and they can fly, and they all have 6 legs. How many legs? 6. Let me see, 6. That's 5 and 1, 6 legs. Insects. Spiders are not insects. Did you know that? A spider's not an insect. This news couldn't wait. Instead of 6 legs, every spider has 8. So spiders are not insects because they have 8 legs, and insects have only 6. If you look at an insect up close, you will see that its body's in parts, and each insect has 3. So, insects have 6 legs and 3 body parts. They have a head, they have a thorax, and they have an abdomen. Their abdomen is their tummy. A head, a thorax, and their abdomen. First the head, then the thorax, and here at the end is the longest part, which is called the abdomen. Insects cannot see all the things that surround them, so they have 2 feelers to touch what's around them. An insect has feelers on top of its head. Some look a lot like a thin piece of thread, while others look much more like feathers instead. So, to help them know what's around them, when they can't see, they have feelers. And there's 2 types of feelers. There's feelers that look like feathers and feelers that look like threads. But insects have 6 legs, 3 body parts, and feelers on top of their heads. We wish we had feelers, but we don't have any. You can also call feelers by this name, antennae. So you may have heard that before. Feelers are antennae. Watch an insect and see all the things that it does. Some swim, like the diving beetle. Some jump, like the dog flea. Or some crawl, like the pipevine caterpillar. The diving beetle, the dog flea, the pipevine caterpillar. And you can see the pipevine caterpillar has feelers or antennae that look like string. Others chirp like the cricket, flash like the firefly, or buzz like the bumblebee. How many of these insects have you seen? Birds and frogs look for insects in order to eat them. So insects work hard to make sure they don't meet them. Some, like this wasp, have bright colors that say, "Don't come near me, I'll sting you, so just stay away." So frogs like to eat insects. So some insects have special ways of staying away or scaring away the frogs, like the wasp, who has bright colors that scare the frog away. And we know that wasps can sting pretty hard. This moth's wings are colored to look like the tree it is resting upon, so no one can see it. So the wasp has bright colors, and the moth has dull colors. It's not bright. It blends right in with the tree trunk, so it camouflages. That means it blends in with the thing that it's on or around. So it looks like it doesn't stand out, so it won't get eaten. This spittlebug sits and he spits out a bubble. It's wet and it's cool and can save him from trouble. For when he's all covered in bubbly foam, if a hungry bird comes, it thinks, nobody's home. Isn't that cool? So the way that the spittlebug protects itself from being eaten by a bird is to blow out bubbles, to spit out bubbles. And it covers its whole body with bubbles, and then the bird can't see that it's there. Here is a riddle I learned from my mother. How's a skunk and a ladybug like one another? How are a skunk and a ladybug like one another? When danger is near, it's easy to tell. They suddenly give off a terrible smell. So the skunk is like a ladybug because ladybugs can give off a terrible smell just like a skunk can. And then when its prey is about to eat it, it smells that stinky smell and it goes away. So these are some interesting ways of protecting themselves. Let's go back over the ones we've talked about. The wasp has bright colors and it can sting. The moth camouflages or blends right in with the tree trunk. The spittlebug covers itself in bubbles. And the ladybug gives off a terrible smell. These busy insects are my friends, the ants. They like to eat seeds, other insects, and plants. Ants are so strong they can lift things that weigh over 10 times their weight, and they do it all day. So if you were as strong as an ant, you would see you could lift 10 cats in tall hats easily. So we know that ants are pretty small, but they're hard workers, and they can lift things that are 10 times as heavy as they are. Like you lifting 10 people over your head. I think we'll stop there. And let's try and remember what we've learned so far about insects. How many legs do they have? That's right. They have 6 legs. How many body parts do they have? That's right, they have 3. And what are those? The head, the thorax, and the abdomen. And who like to eat insects? Birds and frogs. And what are some ways they protect themselves? The spittlebug makes bubbles to cover itself. The wasp has bright colors. The moth camouflages into the tree trunk. The ladybug puts out a terrible smell. And what is something that we might think is an insect, but it isn't? That's right, it's the spider. And why isn't it an insect? Because it has 8 legs instead of 6. And how many ants could one ant carry over top of its head? 10. 10 times its own weight. I think we'll stop there, and we have many more interesting facts about insects to talk about tomorrow. And I would like you to enjoy the rest of your day. Get fresh air, exercise, and play, and spend time with your family. And we'll meet again tomorrow. Today was the 28th. What will tomorrow be? April the 29th. And then the 30th. And then we're at the end of April, and we'll start a new month next week. Bye for now.